Hello, friends. I am so glad you are here. My name is Karen Zink, and I help people that are struggling with health and wellness for themselves and their families, wade through all the noise out there, and provide information that I hope that they find useful for making health and wellness decisions for their families so they can live their best life. So this is my first episode. I'm a bit nervous, and hopefully things will go well and I'll get better as we go. But each week I'm going to be presenting information that I hope you find valuable. You can hit subscribe and then you'll know when I post new information. Also, feel free to share if there's somebody that you think would benefit from the information. So I'm going to dive right into episode 1, and I have a question for you. Wouldn't it be great if you could know about one thing that would truly help with all your health and wellness issues for yourself and your family, and that there was one tip that I could give you that would help change all of that and turn it around so that you can feel better, look better, have more energy, and have better mental and physical well-being? Wouldn't you want to know what that one thing is? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today, and that is gut health. And the reason I started episode 1 with gut health is I have truly come to understand through several illnesses and a lot of sickness and doctor's visits and drugs and things that didn't work. I've really come to realize how important our gut health truly is. And you start hearing more about it, but do you know why? Do you know why gut health is so important? Do you know why it's important for you to know what to do? And do you know signs and symptoms? Do you know things that you can do to change your gut health? So we're going to talk about a couple of those things today. I also prepared for you a free resource. It's linked down below with a yellow button. You can click on that and download my free Ultimate Gut Health Reboot Guide. 7 steps to kicking bloating, brain fog, and low energy to the curb. And I know there's a lot of people that need that right now. So be sure to get that free guide. In it, you will get some of the information we're presenting plus more. You'll get resources. You'll also get tips to recognize if you're having gut issues, and also 7 steps to help you bring your gut back to health. So I am going to talk about a little bit of that here today, not all of it. And you're welcome to go over and get that free guide, and also check out on my blog. I'll have some more information there and some more things for you to be able to get and help you and help guide your research. So why did I start with gut health? Well, as I said, I've come to realize how truly important it is, but you may or may not know our gut is known as our second brain. And there's nothing more important than our brain and our second brain. So the relationship between the two of them, the gut-brain axis, is critical to our health. Our enteric nervous system is housed mostly in our gut, about 100 million nerve cells. These cells communicate and integrate and share information based off our microbiome. And our microbiome is our good bacteria, our bad bacteria, our fungi that live inside us, all of the gut stuff. That is our microbiome. And it is important because things that interact with our microbiome will get signals that are either good or bad based upon the healthfulness of that microbiome. So if we have a lot of bad bacteria going on in our gut, a lot of bad things are going to happen, but it's going to communicate to our brain that bad things are happening. And we could see brain fog, mood swings, depression, anxiety, just because we have a problem that may start in our gut doesn't mean it's going to stay there. It's not just going to be constipation, stomach ache, vomiting, that type of thing. It's going to migrate to our brain and they're going to communicate. Likewise, it goes the other direction. So if something happens in your brain, you will have it show up in your gut too, because they're going to communicate back and forth. And one of the points that illustrated this most easily to me was I read about a guy who was a bicycle rider. He fell off, hit his head, had brain swelling. He was in recovery for a brain injury, and his digestive, tract was all messed up. His gut was a hot mess. His stomach hurt. He was constipated. He had bloating. He's like trying to tell his doctor, why is this happening? And the doctor's like, well, that actually makes sense because you hurt your brain and it's communicating with your gut. And now you're feeling some of the damage in your gut. So just remember that goes two ways. If you're feeling depressed or anxious or moody or foggy, it could be here. It could be in your gut. So it's a great place to start to talk about our health because it encompasses pretty much everything. The other reason it's so important is the majority of our immune system resides in our gut. And these immune cells communicate with our microbiome once again, and they can communicate good things, they can communicate bad things. And bad things might mean that when we get a flu bug, for example, our body does not recognize it because our immune cells are not functioning the way they should because our microbiome is not healthy. Therefore, we end up with the flu and we end up with a bad case of it that goes on and lasts for a while until our body can fight that off. As opposed to if we have a healthy microbiome, it communicates healthiness and well-being to our immune system, which recognizes that influenza virus quickly. And we get rid of our illness much faster with less damage to our bodies. And so it is critically important, not only because our gut is linked to everything, most importantly our brain, but because our immune system does mostly reside there, it has such a critical impact on everything in our lives. So it's important that we do that and take care of it. So in 2019, and I'm going to use that for an example because 2020 was COVID, 2021 is some COVID, some not COVID. Anyway, I'm going to look at 2019, the last normal year that we had. And in the US, we did, I want to make sure I get the number right, $136 billion is what we spent on gastrointestinal issues in the United States. Now that is more than was spent on heart disease, trauma, and even on our mental health. So it is one of our biggest medical costs that we have. It is also the number one reason a lot of people miss work is gut-related issues, gastrointestinal issues, digestive health issues, things like that. So it is important and it impacts our society greatly, not only our health and well-being, but a lot of what goes on around us and costs a tremendous amount for our society. According to the CDC, one of the biggest parts of all this can be attributed to irritable bowel diseases, or IBDs. And the CDC says that this is caused mostly by our standard American diet. Well, I really don't need the CDC to tell me that because I have found that out on my own. If you follow our standard American diet, you're going to get sick. It's just not healthy, it's not good for us, and it costs about $1.7 billion a year just for irritable bowel issues. Now, when I say irritable bowel issues, that can include brain fog, fatigue, bloating, mood swings, depression, anxiety, skin conditions, so rashes, eczema. They're just some of the chief complaints, and I'm not even looking at autoimmune disease, but that is also one of the contributing factors. Autoimmune disease is very dependent and reactive to our gut health. So you've seen that we spend a tremendous amount on this, and it costs us a tremendous amount in money and health. So what can we do? Well, we can make some changes. And the biggest change that you can make, the one that is the most impactful in the shortest amount of time, is changing your diet up a little bit. And I'm not talking about a major swing. Unless you have the most horrible diet in the world right now, this should just be some tweaking for you. But it does require you to spend a little bit of time thinking through what you're doing that's working and what you're doing that's not working. For example, I am not celiac. I have a heck of a time eating pasta, regular pasta in the United States. I don't know why, but it makes me feel miserable. I blow up like a balloon. It's like I ate a spare tire. I've got pain. I've got rumblings to the point where you can hear it from a chair across the room, and it's just uncomfortable and miserable. And I have learned that I'm just not going to eat pasta like that. It's not going to happen because I feel nasty afterwards. Am I allergic to it? No. But am I intolerant or extra sensitive to it? Probably. So I limit that food. I some of these foods in to help boost your gut microbiome. And this diet includes whole grains, leafy greens, lean proteins, low fructose fruits such as berries, citrus, bananas, avocados, and you're going to want to incorporate some prebiotic foods. And what prebiotic foods do is they provide food for your good bacteria. It's their food. It keeps them healthy, gets them functioning properly. Those can be things like legumes, chia seeds, oats, bananas again, apples, flaxseed, spinach, onions, garlic, leeks, those type of things. And they're pretty easy to incorporate into various dishes that you might have. And also you want to incorporate some probiotic foods. These foods can be the dark bitter chocolate, pickles, Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, add your own fruit, keeps the sugar down, kefir, kombucha, apple cider vinegar, raw sauerkraut, not the canned cooked kind. What else? Apple cider vinegar, those type of things. All fermented type foods are great for probiotic health, which is the good bacteria in our gut. So it's important to do both because you want the good bacteria not only to be there but to be healthy and functioning properly. So it is critical that our gut health be strong and positive and taken care of. It reacts very well to our diets. What you put in is what you're feeding, your whole body, not just your gut. So be sure to try to incorporate some of the foods in there that can help you. And like I said, be sure to click on the yellow button and get my free guide. It'll have some more information in there for you. And some more information about the foods too, as well as my blog that should have some more information on it for you. So there you have it. Hopefully you've learned at least a little something about gut health today. Be sure to check out my my blog at KarenCZink.com, and I'll see you next time.